Hello and welcome back to my channel Modern IT Guru, and I'm your host Amit Sharma. Implementing multi-factor authentication is a vital measure for securing organizational accounts. However, this can present challenges when managing Microsoft Teams rooms in Intune. If device settings are configured to require MFA to register or join devices with Microsoft Entra, MFA will be enforced for all accounts within the organization during registration or join devices in Entra. Since Teams Rooms accounts are not individual accounts, applying MFA can be problematic due to the lack of managers for MFA, resulting in additional responsibilities for IT administrators. Fortunately, there is a solution to this problem, which is using conditional access policies. In this video, we will demonstrate how to disable the requirement for multi-factor authentication to register or join devices with Microsoft Entra through device settings, and to transfer these requirements to a conditional access policy. One of the advantages of implementing a CA policy is the ability to exclude specific type of accounts. Let's discuss permissions or roles required to complete the configuration. Your cloud account must have conditional access administrator and cloud device administrator roles assigned. These roles are the bare minimum required permissions to make changes within your tenant. To configure these settings in your tenant, it's a two-way process. Step 1. Disable the requirement for multi-factor authentication for device registration or join with Microsoft Entra in device setting. Step 2 is to establish a conditional access policies. We will begin with logging into the Microsoft Entra Admin Center portal with our cloud account and navigate to Identity. Within Identity, expand Devices and click on All Devices. Inside All Devices, click on Device Settings. Inside Device Settings, you will find the option which says Require multi-factor authentication to register or join devices with Microsoft Entra, which is currently set to Yes. That means all the accounts within your tenant, when they go through the registration or joining of devices with Microsoft Entra, they will be enforced with multi-factor authentication to complete the process. The first step is to set this to No and click on Save. With this, step 1 is completed and we have turned off the setting for all the accounts within our tenant. Step 2 involves creating a conditional access policy. To do this, we will log in into Microsoft Entra Admin Center portal and expand Protection. Click on Conditional Access Policy and click on Policies. Here you will find the list of conditional access policies which are created within your tenant. To create a new policy, I will click on New Policy on the top. While creating the conditional access policy, the first and the foremost step is to name your policy. Give your policy a meaningful name so that in future, you can identify what policy is configured for what purposes. As this policy is related to device registration during Microsoft Entra device registration and join process, so I will name this policy something like device registration enforce MFA during enrollment. And you see a green tick next to it, which means this policy name is available. Then I will click on Users. Inside Users, we will include all users within our tenant and then click on Exclude. Under Exclusion, we will select Users and Groups and you will find the list of users and groups within your tenant. Select all Teams Rooms account to exclude them from this policy. Alternatively, create a dynamic group in Microsoft Entra for your Teams Room accounts and select that group for exclusion instead of individual accounts. This automates the process for adding future Team Rooms accounts to the dynamic group and exclude them from this policy manually. Once you're done selecting the list of users or groups from the exclusion, return back to the conditional access policy and click on Target Resources. From the drop-down where it says select what this policy applies to, select User Actions. Check the box for Register or Join Devices. Let's now click on Grant. Inside Grant, we will select Require Authentication Strength and select Multi-Factor Authentication from the drop-down and click on Select. Before you enable this policy to the complete tenant, I would suggest that you put this policy in report-only mode and create it, and test this policy before moving it to the production. As I have already tested this policy, I will click on and click on Create. This policy applies to all platforms and enforces MFA on all user accounts, with exception for excluded accounts during device enrollment. With this, I conclude this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and response will be provided as soon as possible. Thank you once again for your attention. I hope this video provided valuable information. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.